It's Bluebird in your hospital bed. Bluebird on your pain meds. Bluebird, hope we don't say anything that get us canceled. That
Okay.
is tonight. Yeah, that is tonight's episode. We may not actually ever publish this episode. We'll see what happens. So let this be a lesson to you folks. Don't fuck with people 10 times your size. You end up in a hospital bed. So no. So yeah, another fun, exciting week. Got to start with Iran, stay with Iran, continue to talk about Iran because Iran keeps raining. So we definitely are now signaling a longer timeline, which is a big transition from the last reality. So we are in that longer conflict timeline. It's not short term anymore. And we are pushing threats of additional strikes on their energy depot, which he just pushed 10 days. Now we have 10 days. So 10 days to push ourselves out. So he keeps extending his timelines for them to reopen the strait because he can't do anything. I saw some footage, can't verify the footage. It's AI land, it's too real. I don't know anymore, but of a downed F-18, which would be what, a Super Hornet?
Yep.
So I saw some footage of a downed one proving that they are, in fact, downing our planes. You're over here trying to get your headphones to work. That's cute.
I am.
Uh, so I put them on my head. Uh, so the contradictions are really interesting because, in the same sense, they'll be like, the war's going great. We've already won, but we're not going to leave early. We can't leave early. Um, So there's still no clearly defined exit condition happening in Iran, and there's huge problems with that, right? So if you can't define how it ends, you're not managing you're not managing escalation. You're responding to it. You're
Right.
reactive. So we're not being proactive. We're in a completely reactive state for a conflict that we solely started. I almost feel like we're really the only player. So um, I don't know. I don't see an end in sight. And then I saw what there's two or three Marine. I don't know what the technical term for them is for you.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know what the technical term is for it. Units, brigade, whatever. But two or three Marines units that have been prompted and prepped to go or are on boats currently, and then parts of the 82nd Airborne just
Yeah.
got.
So they've sent deployment orders for I think it was I'm pretty sure it's just a single brigade. Um, but they recently just went through a restructuring. So knowing the um, knowing what they're calling that unit size, but it's about the same size as um, the other two Marine units that have been deployed, 2,500 troops. So we're at 4,500 troops that are mobilized right now for this.
And the rumor I've read, or the assumption I've read, is that it will be to try to keep Strait open, which the one Iranian
So
territory.
so they have a there's an island that they use that the Iranians use, and they've talked about um, landing and invading that, and that's I don't think it does refinery, but in
It's an energy depot.
depot there, yeah, that's
Yeah,
what.
so it's Kharg Island. It's their energy
Right,
depot, which I do believe
right.
is a nuclear plant.
I don't think it's a nuclear plant. I thought it
No,
was. I don't think so. Not that I read. They did almost hit um, one of their nuclear facilities.
yeah, we
So
talked about that last week for sure. Oh no, it is a primary oil export hub,
right,
so it's a tanker terminal.
yeah. So basically, that's probably one of the big strategic um, goals for the Trump administration is seizing Iran's oil. just like we did Venezuela's. So,
Yeah, but it's not. So even when we did Venezuela, it's like maybe we moved into Iran too quick, right, to really see the effect. But I never saw a positive effect. So at least economically, I didn't see a positive effect to the consumer.
oh, for the Venezuelan oil,
Correct.
well, that's because that wasn't for America, that was for Trump.
Oh, he must have he must have put his signature on that too.
Oh,
Um,
oh yeah. Yeah, I saw that one too.
do you
Where
know what bill he's trying to put his signature on? Or is it all bills?
I thought it said the dollar bill.
Well,
So
that's fitting.
yeah, right.
The gold toilet guy puts the signature on the single.
The dollar, yeah.
Yeah. So
Well, well, it's
on the stripper stuffer. Let's put our
right, right,
signature on the
right.
stripper stuffer.
It's
So
probably because that's the most common bill, and he wants to because it's a branding effort, you know.
no, 100%. And the continued reactiveness to the escalation is creating more, I think, economic turmoil than anything. Right? Like it's there's military worry, like any family member of a military member who's been deployed, and you're talking about boots on the ground again,
Again,
from the peace president, right? That obviously is going to cause worry. I've seen a lot of TikToks of steak and lobsters, steak and lobsters on a boat, steak and lobsters on a barracks, that's, anyone who knows about the military knows what that means.
yeah,
Um, so it's you're going to be one of your last good meals before MREs, ladies and gentlemen, before
yeah.
MREs. So that turkey tetrazzini, just like high school, that face is cute.
Oh
Um,
man,
yeah, so don't try to crack your back. That'd probably be bad. Um,
oh,
so I don't know what the rules are, but you should tell them that the Dilaudid ain't working.
oh
So
yeah.
see if they give you the fentanyl, the medical grade. Um, so I've heard that's a good one.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
nice.
I was around small town Indiana, so they say that fentanyl is a good one. But yeah, so we have like huge economic fallout, right? The oil volatility is absolutely insane. Um, I am quite enjoying trading the volatility.
Hmm.
I'm definitely derivative trading the volatility right now. Today was a highly profitable day. So,
Yeah,
you got to bet right. But if you bet right, an 11-point drop in the SPY, I'll take that all day.
right.
So, plus, you wish I would have held more of the oil longer. Um, so whatever, I made my profit, so it's cool. Now it's all pure profit. Um,
Right.
but it's that Strait of Hormuz is not open. And he keeps saying, open it, open it, open it, open, and or. And then he keeps saying, we don't need help, but then asking everybody for help and getting mad when they're like, yeah, we're not going to fucking help you.
Yeah.
I know that there was something happening in the House, there, the Senate. I can't remember which, where it's like, we need $2 billion a day to keep the strait open. And the senator or congressman was like, it was open before you did this dumb shit. Like you created a world problem and now you want $2 billion a day. And this is from like our debt is a problem group.
Hmm.
$2 billion a day. I don't know why it would cost that much. I know the military costs a lot because we got expensive toys. Um, but it's like you want $2 billion a day for oil that we don't buy. That's
Right.
the craziest part. Like we don't actually use the strait very much. That's not an us thing.
Well, but it supplies a large portion of the global market, and so anytime there's a shortage in any area, it pulls from the global market, so it does affect everybody's pricing. Now, like with our oil that is dirty and it's only really able to be used for like plastics and things like that, um, that that changing doesn't affect the um, vehicle and the primary oil supplies that you know that fluctuate the price that much. So and and let's make sure that we're highlighting the fact that a lot of this a lot of the price jump that we saw wasn't because of oil prices going up or the price of that gasoline being more expensive. That was just the gas companies padding their pockets just in case things start to get hard. So
Yeah, I saw it by you. It's like 4.15 a gallon. It's actually cheaper down
yeah,
here.
is it?
Yeah, it's why I've never seen it cheaper. So I went up to a city fairly close to you today, and I've never seen it more expensive there than here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, what? I felt like I was getting away with highway robbery at 375 at the
Oh
Costco
shit,
this
yeah,
morning. That's a
yeah,
Costco though. So like it's 405 in your regular gas stations down here, but it's 415 up there.
yeah. And
So,
and the Costco I think was at um 399, so or
yeah.
389 maybe.
So I'm winning at 375. I'll take it, but it's still super. No, I drive for work, and it's super noticeable that I'm now expending 10% more of my disposable income into my tank.
Yeah.
So it's a wild reality, and that brought me to a conversation I definitely had earlier. I said, politics aside, the two types of inflation that are most damaging to the American citizen is food and gas.
Yep.
Because they're the things you can't just say, oh, I will go without.
Right.
Our society isn't really built to not use cars.
Right.
There are some
We
areas where you could get away with that, right? Major
New York,
metroplexes,
yeah, New York,
Chicago,
Chicago. Yep.
not even LA.
Yeah.
So, but like your average American area, especially if you're rural,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you could drive an hour. I know people rural drive an hour and a half both ways, two
Yep.
hours both ways. That's
Yep.
not that 120 mile. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? That's 240 mile a day.
Yep.
And a lot of them rural boys have trucks that are getting 18 miles to the gallon at best.
I saw
And
I saw a meme that said, that inflation is bad when um when jacked up trucks aren't um throttling in the Walmart parking lot during mating season.
that's so factual too. That's so factual. But no, it's a wild extension, and then the mental gymnastics being done by the
It's
base. It's just like, are you for you're serious, right? Like, oh yeah, I'll pay more now for 2 decades of peace with Iran. Well, we just had some decades of peace with Iran, some like 3, 4 decades of peace with Iran,
yeah.
like a lot, maybe more than that. I think it was like the 70s since the last. So
Uh,
what peace were we not
um,
gonna have?
so there was the um Iran Contra was 80s, wasn't it?
Yeah, because it was Reagan, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so it would have been 80s,
Yep.
for sure. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what? We're in almost 2030. Let's just round, right? We're 20 almost 2030. So you're talking about 1980. That's 50 years ago. That's 5 decades.
Yep.
So like we needed to do this to buy 5 more decades. Like what's the price? But you have no end game. There's no outcome, right? So the market is currently absorbing this. I'm not sure exactly how it's absorbing it because there's not a collapse. It's swings. It's
Right.
swinging back and forth. Like this day it'll drop 11, tomorrow it'll go up 8, and then it'll drop 5, go up 5, drop 10, go up 6, drop 8, drop 8, and it's like his words, like, oh, we're going to do this, boom. So they said they were going to release 172 million out of the strategic reserve, which a few years ago when Biden did that, it was like the worst thing you could ever do in the world.
Right, right.
So you're
Yeah.
also, when Biden released barrels out of the strategic reserve, we weren't in an active conflict.
Right, right. That's what I was gonna say is that, you know, it's it's not a big deal when we're in peacetime, but it's due to a declared war. So like that's when you don't release strategic oil reserves.
Which is strategic oil reserves. People are like, oh, yeah,
Right.
that's to make it cheaper on the consumer. No, that's to
No.
fuel the planes and tanks and
Yeah.
boats if we need it.
It's to be
That,
able to it's able to be strategic with your energy during a conflict.
yeah, strategic and tactical. So, and they're going to release it, and it's 172 million barrels. That ain't shit. It's just
Yeah.
not like people don't understand. Like, that's not a big number. So, but yeah, I don't know how long the market can absorb it, and I don't know at what point it stops being temporary volatility, right? Like,
So so to me what I've been thinking about is I feel like a lot of the market um bubble has been surrounding this, speculation about AI, and then also, these super rich that have learned how to um borrow against unrealized gains. And so basically they're just inflating the market with with lending of unrealized gains so that um that bubble is hollow. There's no backing to it. That's not backed with cash in any way, shape, or form. It's loans that they're using in order to, multi multiply their wealth quickly. And so,
sounds familiar.
yeah, except that, it's not subprime mortgages this time, which are an asset-backed, you know, borrow. So this is, much, much worse. And, the I keep I always have to explain to people that, when we moved away from um, the gold standard, we moved to a currency that was valued based on our economy, based on the um, the labor that our economy can produce. Well, we've seen what, 6 months of job losses instead of gains now. And so our economy is shrinking. There are less jobs to be had, and the dollar is weakening. It has been weakening for quite a while. And then we have this bubble that's, you know, growing and shrinking, but it's still staying large. So I'm really worried about what that means, and the way that they're trying to handle it by, declaring war. That always, that's the Republican go-to when their economy is shit, and we've seen what it does.
Yeah, it's definitely contracting, right? The economy keeps contracting, and I think one of the big on and I brought up food and gas, and I forgot the food part. So we did see food deflation. It's the wrong word, but we'll just call it that. Prices went down. So we have the outside of the meat sector. We are seeing prices go down in the food area, but however, the fertilizer is now spiking because of the oil problem. So there's a lot of, we live in farm world.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so the farmers are saying that fertilizer prices spiked overnight really bad. And they're
Really?
up, yeah, they're up like 22%, which I don't really know the correlation, but they do. And they said it's absolutely because of what happened in the Middle East. So I don't know, right? That's not, we're way
Yeah.
outside my realm of understanding. But if fertilizer prices go up, crop prices go up,
Yep.
food prices go up because
Yep.
America makes staples.
And
We
then
don't
and then
miss.
and then and then meat prices go up as the feed,
Correct. Correct. Yeah,
moves
that's what I'm saying.
moves
So we
along.
make staples, right? Like America
Right.
grows staples. We grow a lot of staples. We grow a lot of grain. Most of that
Yep.
grain goes to feed. We don't actually grow a
Right.
lot of grain that is for actual edible. So it either
Right.
goes to feed or typically other things. Like
Right.
it gets turned into mash and goes
Processing.
into
Yeah.
bread, right? It's for
Yeah.
processing reasons. Like
Yeah.
we don't grow a lot of sweet corn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we do grow some taters, but not like Ireland, but we grow some taters. But we grow a lot of base product.
Right.
So if the price spikes in the base product, then price of everything goes up. And like you said, I think that's a big deal. The If the grain's going up, the meat's going to continue to skyrocket.
Right.
And then you'll even see chicken skyrocket again.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
it's
chicken is the only meat that I've really seen that eased back. The your steak, roast, most of your beef product is
very
still high.
expensive. Yeah, I
So
know.
yeah.
I have a smoker and it's smoker season. Trust me, I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I smoked pork last weekend.
Mm,
So, and
I
ribs
did
were
see
good.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
delicious.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, so then here's the other kick though. Now after I think it was today or yesterday, now we're not just staying in the Middle East. We're gonna bring another. We're starting the rhetoric on another front. So we're talking regime change in Cuba now.
Yeah. Yep.
So the timing of all of this matters. So we did Venezuela. Now we're doing Iran. Then we're
Yep.
going to Cuba. So there was a point where I was like, this is a BRICS attack. Now Cuba isn't a member of BRICS, and nor do they really have a lot to contribute to BRICS, but they are very well aligned with a lot of BRICS
Right. Right.
members.
Yeah, and
Um,
and and they're happy to give access,
yeah,
you know, to those countries because any chance that they can, um, put pressure on us in order to try to leverage some kind of benefit out of it, um, they're they're happy to do because we have them fairly isolated, and it's hard you know for them to import and things like that when we're constantly um, sanctioning them and whatnot.
yeah, that's a lot of fun, but and I think there's another like there's a we're going to do the economic pressure, right? We're going to sanction them. We're going to financially choke point them, right? We're going to do this, which is going to lead to migration.
Right.
It's going to lead to illegal migration. For
Yep.
those people who are watching
More
this that don't know what
boats.
migration is, that's the immigrants. So they gonna migrate.
Yeah.
Well, come on over
They're
because
going to move from a resource desert to where they can find food and job and things like that. So unfortunately,
okay,
I think that we're doing a good job of, making sure that there's not much for them to come to.
yeah, 100%. Like it's, you know what I mean. It's
And I think that that might be some of why we're not seeing too much being reflected because we're imprisoning and profiting off of um, detaining immigrants. So the reduction in the job market isn't being felt yet because there are jobs that have been vacated by the immigrants that have been imprisoned.
so
So
I just saw. I don't know if it was real. It sounds very mega, so it could be real. This lady hired an immigrant crew to like re-roof her house and do some work on her house, and then when they were on the last day, she called ICE before she paid, and then ICE came and
yeah,
arrested them all.
I 100% believe,
I was gonna
know,
say I don't know if that's real. It was an unverifiable, Twitter post, but
sure.
I was just like that. I mean, the Spanish in the Twitter post or the video, they were definitely saying this called the law on us and owes us
Mhm.
money. So like,
Yeah.
wow. So I just want them to know that the next time they talk to their God, my God is looking for him. So because what the fuck are you doing? But yeah, so with Cuba though, it isn't the fight, right? It's the message. It's the message that's really important, and the message is that the pressure isn't going to be limited to one region anymore, and we're going to do multiple front things. So why are we doing historically multiple fronts don't work?
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
there was somebody who lost an entire world war over it.
yeah. I mean, a couple others. Alexander made that mistake.
Yep, yep, yep,
Julius made that
yep,
mistake. I mean, Genghis made that mistake. Like Napoleon made that mistake. Like
yep.
we can go down the line, which is actually always why I wondered how Hitler made the mistake, because Hitler
Right.
was an aft historian of
Yeah.
military leaders, and you
Yep.
went ahead and did the same thing that they've all done that failed fucking miserably.
Yep.
So England did it. Like it's it doesn't work, right? England had France and then started with us.
Hmm.
So we kind of started with them though. But yeah,
Yeah.
so like
Well, they pushed too hard on us, and we bucked them. Yeah.
so we're very much in that realm, right? So but now we have like tons more NATO tension.
Hmm.
Like we're ramping up NATO. So I think
Oh,
we
what was that they just announced? Oh, NATO just or I'm sorry, the UN just put put something out there where they feel like African slavery needs to have reparations paid.
oh
And yeah, and I was like, oh, that pretty much guarantees that America's gonna exit the UN because
yeah, they're not gonna like that.
yeah.
We had a lot of those.
Yeah.
Um, so, but yeah, it's
A lot
no,
of racists or a lot of reparations to make.
um, so equal parts.
Yeah.
So definitely not oil and vinegar. Um, so we NATO tensions ramping up, right? They want them to spend more money on defense again. They all did recently. But we're that's kind of another telltale sign that we're kind of busting our military nut here.
Mhm.
So and the friction's increasing, right? It's not decreasing. So like we're going to probably end up not only walking away from the UN, but walking away from the strongest alliance that has existed on the face of the planet.
Yep.
An alliance that has kept the world safe for 40 years, 50 years, 40 years.
Do you remember when World War II happened?
We started NATO after World War II. No, we didn't. That was the UN, bro.
Well, the UN was the
I'm
precursor
talking about
to.
NATO, not the UN, bro. NATO was not after World War II. It was after the Cold.
Oh,
So
it didn't emerge from the Cold War.
it was a byproduct of the Cold War, just like the UN was a byproduct of World War II, and the League of Nations was a byproduct of World War One that failed miserably. Because it's like,
Well,
hey,
and
here's the League of
we
Nations. We created it and then didn't join it. That's so American. And
yeah.
then Hitler started doing his stuff, and they were like, "It's okay, don't worry about it. We hear you. You won't do it again. We believe you. It's fine." So, but then he also definitely delayed the China trip indefinitely. Now, originally it was delayed 5 to 6 weeks. It's now been delayed indefinitely,
Yep.
which is furthermore that there's no exit strategy in Iran.
Yep.
And I wonder now, though, if it's China saying "fuck off," we don't want to talk to you anyway.
Well, I mean, China is got an opportunity here. Um, and I think that they see it. This is probably going to really affect us negatively while they have the opportunity to really step up their presence by going and doing some negotiating on behalf of Iran with some of these Middle Eastern countries. And if we lose those alliances with them, or lose our preferred or our preferred status for monetary transactions because of this, us as a fiat currency is gone. Our ability to sanction and play that role in the world is gone, and our economy will constrict like we've never seen it since.
Really?
I don't know if and it could be worse than we've ever seen.
Bro, I'm
So
good. I pass. I've had enough historical one-off events in my lifetime. I'm good. So can we
I,
wait? Wait till I'm old. Give that shit to Gen A. I'm good. So because this will be our what, like 19th historical event, like once in a
yeah,
lifetime event.
once in a lifetime event. Yeah.
So man, it really screwed us by doing that in between technology on us. So they got us. But yeah, it's really weird, right? So then we also had a war power check today. Um,
Yeah.
it failed 212, 219.
Yeah.
So he gets to continue whatever he wants to do. So
Yep.
that was definitely a very party line vote. So not shocked that it failed, right? There was some bipartisan resistance, like some Republicans did cross the aisle and say like Congress is supposed to be the ones that decide war things.
They used to like really have a hard on for themselves,
They
and
did.
they used to be like, we are the ultimate authority. He's just supposed to, manage what we dictate is going
Correct.
to happen. And I mean, honestly, that really is about the way that it should be, the and they have just
Well, because
continued to erode that.
they're all beta cucks now.
Mm.
So I'm sure you have a cuck chair in your hospital room, bro. You should send it to Congress. Tell them to take a seat. So
Well,
it's
they realize that they can, make money off of, the lobbyists that are basically telling them, what to do by, you know, by buying into the party is ruled by the president. So
right,
therefore they're ruled by the president.
and I do wonder, right? Because like so he is talking regime control. Like, he said some real wild shit, which was just a Trump comment. He didn't really mean it. Like I got to give him credit when he doesn't really mean it. But he said that they asked him to be the new supreme leader, but he was busy. So yeah, this dude is fucking nuts, bro. They're
Yeah.
nuts. They did actually vote in Hamani's son, which I heard a lot of talk wasn't going to be the case. So he's the supreme leader now. I saw that last week, sometime after the episode. I didn't really vet it out because, like I said, the world is so fucking crazy now. It's hard to find truth.
Right. Well, and
So,
the amount of AI driven,
oh,
stuff, last week we were talking about that Netanyahu interview. Like, I still don't know that that was real.
still don't know that that was real. I'm with it. I'm with it that you don't know anymore if that's real.
Right. Right.
So yeah, we had that right. And then we were really talking regime, like us taking over their regime. Like what?
Oh
So
yeah.
Venezuela and Iran, we're going to run all these countries now. This is
Yeah.
like we've always been empirical, right? We've always been an empire.
Imperialists. Yeah.
Well, yeah, empirical people. Yeah, good job. They don't understand what it means. Sometimes I do that. Well, we're an empire, right? But we've never like empire quite the same as it used to be done. And now we're like, well, we want to do that. So
Yeah.
it's like, also historically doesn't work and fails miserably and causes end of empire. So causes fall of empire. And we already have pieces that are required for empire to fall, which is next empire ready to take over.
Right. And the normal time period for, you know, current cycles is we're ending that time period. So yeah, like we talked about last year, the chances of us becoming a not being the leader in the world is very likely. Now, whether or not we completely collapse and cripple ourselves, or we throw a fit and end up, having picking a fight with, somebody a lot older and wiser than us, those are very real possibilities. I think that it's also the opportunity for us to learn from those mistakes like Britain did, and actually settle into being, you know, the older, wiser,
A good
uh,
boy.
like, we try to tout, our, freeing the slaves and giving minorities equality and women's rights, but you know, Europe did all of that before us, all of it. So
Some of you did that thousands of years ago.
right,
Maybe
right,
thousands might be an exaggeration, but we are talking about hundreds upon hundreds.
yeah, yeah. So,
But no, so there's an obvious pattern here, right?
mhm.
Like we have escalation across multiple fronts. We don't have a clear end game to any of them. Iran, Cuba, the NATO, the market. It's all pointing to the same question. What the fuck is the actual strategy here? What are you
Right.
doing? You don't know. I'm fully aware that you do not know. I'm putting my
Hmm.
signature on the dollar bill. That's what I'm doing. I have now have oil tankers. So it's like he's playing fucking Monopoly.
Yeah, yeah,
So like, oh look, I landed on Iran. These tankers are mine now. So it's really crazy. And then we can't overlook we do have rapid. I mean, we're in March, right? We're actually almost in April. Um, Midterms are right around the corner.
yeah.
And time moves fast. So I know your 42 isn't old, but I'm way older than I was when time moves slow. So time moves fast, and the election framing is intensified. That this is cheating, 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 this is cheating. So when we absolutely mollywop them, what actually happens? That's a that's a giant question mark in my head
Yeah.
because they know they're going to lose at this point. Like so many of even the base have been like, not saying some of them are saying now they're going to vote for the Democrats, which is a
Right,
wild fucking concept for me to read.
right.
But most of them are like, we're just not voting. Well, that's
Yeah,
cool because you were low propensity voters in the first place. You had never voted before.
right.
And it is my preference that you return to never fucking voting again. So
Right.
because you lack the education required or desire to be educated, right? So, but we're already bringing up cheating in a heavy way because they're losing special after special after special. They just lost another special in another Trump dominated district, like 28-point swing or 22-point swing this time.
Yeah.
So, first for a sitting president. What a fucking douche monkey, dude.
Hmm.
And
And
they
it
probably
does.
love it, dude. They're gonna fucking staple it to their chest, bro.
Oh
I
God,
got me a Trump dollar.
I hope so with the rusty freaking staples too.
Oh, and Bessette gets to sign it too,
Huh?
along with that of the Treasury Secretary. It
Yeah,
says
yeah. Well,
the
that's normal.
semi-quin. I can't pronounce that word. Semi-quincentennial. What the fuck?
I mean,
What does that mean?
where um
Paragraph four, second sentence, third word. No, you can't count. Okay, paragraph four under the ad.
under the ad
One, 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 down,
two,
two,
three,
three, four,
four.
second
Wow.
sentence, third word.
Semi-quincentennial. Yep.
Yeah,
You're
what the
right.
fuck does that mean? 250 years? Is that what that means? I said two because that was a really
Yeah, yeah.
fucking
200, yeah,
spelling.
250. Yeah.
Dude, spelling bee words for no fucking reason. So
This
why
person
are
thinks
you
very highly of themselves.
very highly of themselves, bro? They got shoved in lockers. It happened.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, he's going to, and that's why he's signing it, huh? Because it's face downward pressure, and he thinks his signature is gonna. He really doesn't
Raise
know
the
how this works.
value.
He doesn't
Yeah.
know how this works. Huh? He doesn't know how this works. It's not a trading card, fuckwad. It's not a fucking Pokemon. Like, it doesn't go up because of that. But yeah, so we have that big pattern, right? Multiple pressure points, no consolidation.
Hmm. Yeah,
No.
and it did say all currency. It's not just the dollar bill.
Oh God, he ended it all. Probably, you know what? We should put his face on the penny. I'll agree to that now.
Um,
So, but yeah, none of these are isolated. They're all the same operating style.
mhm.
So, which I would call that operating style. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. Or throw darts at the wall and see what sticks. Or ready, fire, aim. Except for I haven't seen any aim yet. So I'm hoping aim will come. So, but yeah, it's not chaotic, right? It's consistent at this point. Like I
Right,
always
right,
say, I always say that there's so much chaos, so much chaos, so much chaos. It's
right.
not chaos anymore. It's consistency. There's
Yeah.
consistency in the inability to know what the fuck you're doing as a
Right,
whole.
right. But as far as how they progressively moved through, the militarization of a body of the federal enforcement, all of that is evidence of their desire to um, subvert our democratic process. And then these conflicts that he wants to enter into are, this desire to expand and take and conquer others, because that is the only way that we can build physical resource, where the American economy has been very much a intellectual economy for quite a while. We're not a manufacturing economy anymore, and we never will be. But if we conquer other places and take their resources, then at that point we're a resource economy again, which is what they've been really focused on with becoming a net exporter of oil. You know,
What? I've been like, dude, I was going to talk about that earlier, and I was like, I haven't actually heard them say this in a while. But we're a net exporter of oil.
right?
No, we're a net
Yes.
exporter of petroleum products. We're not a
No.
net. No, we are not a net exporter of oil. We are a net exporter of petroleum products, which includes plastic.
We don't make a lot
Prime.
of plastic.
So there's this guy that I followed for years on the talkie. He's called Mr. Global. He's an oil and gas expert, and he's the one that was like when they were going on about it back in the 16, 18. And he was like,
Yeah.
we're not a net exporter. We still import way too much oil
Right.
to be a net exporter. But yeah, so it's the end game isn't clear to define anywhere. That's the risk, right? It's not the escalation itself at this point. It's the escalation without any kind of finish line. And we've done this before. We ended up in Afghanistan for what? 25, 30 years. 25 years? Was it
25, yeah.
25 years?
Yeah.
25 years because we never had an end game.
Well, and even Iraq wasn't a well thought out end game. The problem with Afghanistan is that we didn't want to put the money into the infrastructure, where Iraq, all we had to do was put the money into fixing their infrastructure that we destroyed, where Afghanistan didn't have infrastructure, so we would have had to have installed it all and brought their upper class, you know, their government structure up to a level that it could operate on its own and stand up to the Taliban when we left. So that's why nothing ever materialized where it did in Iraq, because they had a government structure, they had infrastructure. So we were able to work with them um, in order to get them to being an operating country again. Where Afghanistan, we couldn't do that without the Taliban, and we weren't willing to bring the Taliban in. Obama started to, but then that all fell apart, obviously.
Yeah, I saw a movie about that the other day. Um, so, but yeah, it's so it leaves us with this, right? Do we find a strategy, or does it just continue to spread escalation on top of escalation on top of escalation? Oh, you're dying here. Look at you. So you look like you're trying to take a poop.
Oh, I'm trying to, I'm
So
trying to, trying
it's
to
not going to work.
scoot my back up against the bed a little bit more. It's
Yeah.
not working out.
Put the pillow there. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just
hold it down.
spitballing with you. Spitballing with you. So, but yeah, at the end of the day, like we are a spiral of fuckery. Um, I don't see any possible positive outcome for the American citizen. The average American citizen. I'm sure for the rich people, there's some shit out there. Um, went through a lot of things that made me wish I was rich because if I was rich, I could have capitalized on it. So, but at the end of the day, we don't have to have a long episode because you're going to die on me on camera, and then I can't put the episode up, and that'd be fucked up. 42 could be old. I'm not really sure why 42 isn't too old. I don't understand your
Oh, that's because the the military upped its maximum enlistment age to 42 from 40.
Fuck yeah, I'm still over it. I don't have to play.
Right.
So, oh, 42 isn't too old because we don't have enough soldiers, and
Right.
their supporters tend to trend older. Okay, this makes sense. This does make sense. So fair enough on that. But yeah, at the end of the world, we are here.
At the end of the
And
world, we are here.
yeah, at the end of the world, we are here. So I might get to see if I see the end, then it was all worth it. That's all I'm saying. Oh, okay. So I got to watch the plot twist. so
Yeah, no kidding.
super exciting. Next week you should be back whole, right?
Yeah, I'll be
So
back home, and the kids are with their mom for spring break, so I will be hopefully well organized. I'm
what is your recovery timeline look like?
So tomorrow I'll go home. They just keep you overnight for that first night, and then I'll be home. They did not end up fusing it, so I just had the laminectomy, which basically they went in and um, you know cleared out the
The
bulging
hooky
disc
parts?
and scraped out some of the nerve root holes so that when it moves, it's not pinching on the nerve so much. So hopefully my recovery will be a lot faster than my cervical fusion. So we're looking at hopefully I'll be driving within a week, I think, and then I should be up and moving pretty well within a month. So
That's good. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. That's pretty good. So at least you can probably still walk through metal detectors. You're getting close to where you're not gonna be able to go through a metal detector without setting it off. So I got some metal in my body, but damn, bro.
Yeah.
So
I was saying, by I'm starting to edge up towards being the $6 million man, Steve Austin, and at some point I should be able to be labeled as bionic.
that's
So
fair, but you're also gonna be like MRI rejected
yeah, right.
because it's gonna pin you to the wall. So, but no, yeah. So we will be back next week when less drugged up. Um, So yeah, well, your eyeballs keep doing this. It's really fun. Wait till you watch it itself. So, but until then, it's Bluebird on your, and maybe next week we'll have a next.
Thanks a lot.